What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Just Nuts. Today, John, again, no Alan. Recording another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Some new cards got dropped, new psychic monsters, and I actually think they're really interesting, almost BA type support. And I really wanted to go into them, see, and show you guys what's what with those. So the first one here, 3 monsters, and they're on Savage Strike, so these are synchro based cards, is Psychic Wielder. It's time to speed up with Yu-Gi-Oh! Psychic D's. Okay. So a level 4 Earth Psychic Tuner effect monster. 600 attack, 0 defense. Really low stats. Okay. And this card just says, if you control a level 3 monster that is not Psychic Wielder, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can only special summon cards with this name once per turn. Oh, excuse me. Expected that. Definitely expected that once per turn. And then says, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, target 1 monster on the field with less attack than the synchro monster that this card was used to make and destroy it. Yeah. You know, I could get into this. First things first, this is like weird BA support. Especially when Cherubini is finally released. Cherubini will protect your BA, so if you had like a Cherubini pointing at a BA, you could special this because you had a BA and they're all level 3s. You could special this, which would not pop your BA because Cherubini protects the monsters it points to from destruction by card effects. And then you can make the synchro from there. And I'll show you the synchro in a little bit. Not only make the synchro, pop something as long as that something's attack is less than the synchros. Yeah, you know? I think this is a solid card. And not only that, but Cherubini is a generic, just needs 2 level 3 monsters to make. These are level 3, so you could combine this with Fiendish Rhino Warrior, combine this with Tour Guide, combine this with Gallus if you're running Gallus in like the Sekka's Light build. Any of those level 3 monsters, Crane, Mathematician, any of those cards, this card still special summons itself out, and you make Cherubini there. So if you had this with BAs in hand, you could use them to make Cherubini and then do your BA plays. So I actually think this card has pretty solid synergy with BAs, especially with Cherubini. Not so much, not crazy now. I mean, it still makes Dante. Dante's still generic rank 3, so this card does kind of get you into Dante quicker too, even for current BAs, so why not? And it's a tuner, so you could play like generic 6 to make with it and any of them. So we have that one. Now let's look at Psychic Tracker. Another new Psychic monster is revealed by the Duel Live. Okay. Also coming out in Savage Strike. It is a level 3 Earth Psychic effect monster, so both level 3. Dope. So this, I'm assuming this one will be usable in BAs as well. 1600 attack and 600 defense, so actually a little bigger, not a beat stick, but something. It's better than 600. I'm not complaining. So this card reads, if you control a level 3 monster except for itself, another tracker, special summon this card in defense position, and you can only special summon cards with this name once per turn. Once per turn, expected that. So it has the same special summon effect, which is really nice. That's what make these cards usable in BAs and usable. Period. I feel like if you had to normal summon these cards would be terrible. And it says a synchro monster that uses this card as synchro material gains 600 attack. Okay, so I'm guessing combine the two. If you use both of them to make a synchro level 6, not only will it boost it 600, but the other one pops something with lower attack. So you boost it by 600, which kind of raises the ceiling for what you'll be able to destroy. So yeah, it just gains 600 attack. A little buff, but I'm more worried about the spammability of these cards, especially in VAs. These guys kind of remind me of like Speedroid Takatomborg and Terratop. So definitely interesting. I think they're very cool. There, and then let's look at the last one. This is the Synchro, if I'm not mistaken, which makes sense because Savage Strike is going to be the Synchro pushing deck. We have Hyper Psychic Riser. Okay. A new Synchro monster appears that controls what the opponent can and can't do. Wow, Floodgate monster, I assume. Level 6 Earth Psychic Synchro Effect monster. So actually, these cards seem like they were designed for BAs. This is even a level 6 monster. So you can hard overlay for Beatrice using this card if you use this as like an engine in your deck. That's crazy. Like, you're already playing Mally and Soulkeys, which are 4 level 6s in the deck, and this card is makeable pretty easy. Huh. So it kind of makes you easier to get into a Beatrice play. That's pretty cool. So generic, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, level 6, so 3 and 3. You can only use the second effect on this card's name once per turn. Okay. The first effect says monsters with attack less than this card cannot attack, and monsters on the field with attack higher than this card cannot activate effects. Huh. It's a really interesting floodgate effect, and I think I'd prefer if they were flopped, because a lot of decks have weaker monsters that are their engine cards, and you don't want them resolving their effects to kind of get their engine going. And at the same time, you may be able to keep a bigger monster from activating its effects, but it can just attack over you because those can still attack. So, I think it's definitely a cool card. I think it's definitely usable in BAs, even just to be a turbo into Beatrice, hard Beatrice plays. Interesting floodgate effect. Then its number 2 effect says, if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by your opponent, so by battle or card effect, as long as it's by your opponent, you can target 2 monsters in your graveyard with the same type and attribute, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner, specifies that. Add those targets to your hand. Nice. I mean, this card would be broken if it was a generic float, like sent to the graveyard. So I'm glad this is destruction. I know destruction is apparent and people can out cards without destruction fairly easily, but hey, punish your opponent. It's like a weak floodgate, and if your opponent has to out it via destruction, you're just going to recur 2 cards for it, and this card ends up being a +1. So, dang, I think these new cards are really cool. I really want to use them in BAs, especially with Cherubini. I mean, I think Cherubini coming out will already make BAs like tier 1, but this card thrown into the mix, these cards thrown into that mix, increases just, I feel like, consistency, and other things, because I feel like the level 3 monsters that kind of support BAs, like that you use in BAs now, they don't actually help like get on the field. Like you have Rhino Warrior, can't get itself on field, you got to normal summon it. Crane is a normal summon. It does extend, but it's a normal summon, which can be rough sometimes. Torguide, the same thing. It takes up a normal summon. These guys special summon themselves out. I think these guys, like Junk Forward can be usable in BAs with like Cherubini. Definitely cool stuff. BAs are like my favorite deck that's like meta relevant right now. They just did so well at the past 200 YCSs, second place, and I believe first place. But they did really well, and they're not even close to where they can be. Honestly, Konami would be scared to release Cherubini now that like BAs did as well as they did this weekend, in tournaments as big as these tournaments were this weekend or this past weekend, and they have Cherubini coming out, which like absolutely is a huge card for allowing BAs to do what they want to do. So, wow, we'll see. These cards are really cool. I think they fit better in BAs than any other deck, but who knows? I mean, for a while, Gokis were a rank 3 spam board to just get Invoker out, and Invoker was combo. So, that being said, that's all I really have to say about these cards, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these types of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, just the news and just quick little conversations about new cards being released and just new information and other stuff, subscribe, comment, let me know. Let me know what you think. Because I really love doing these, and I hope you guys do too. So, thank you so much for watching again. Signing off. Have a good Friday. Have a good Friday. Have a good Friday. Have a good Friday.